Well, there's no I in team, but there's an I in win. And every guy wanna win, so folks is I in him. The I in pride, they say pride puts the I in sin. Put self at the center, I and I come in, cause I am.
Hi, welcome to Hip Hop Canada. My name is Christabel Shaler, and today we're interviewing Shad in Gastown in Vancouver, British Columbia. We have students from Early Risers here today, and they're going to be asking Shad most of our questions.
Alright, well I guess like my question is, what's it like now that you've blown up, like compared to how it was before when you weren't really like that known, or at least at like Snacks level? Like what's it like?
Yeah, I mean there's always different like levels in terms of like notoriety or whatever, and people far ahead of me, but yeah, I mean the cool thing is like you do something that you love and that you believe in, and then you see people like appreciate it, or people are inspired by it or something like that, and it's very gratifying for one thing, and very cool to feel like you can just be yourself and be who you are and like work hard at something, and see it kind of work out.
Yeah, so my question I guess would be like, who would you say are some of your like favorite or inspirational like Canadian hip hop artists that you listened to when you were like starting out or growing up?
Yeah. Well, like when I was, how old are you guys? 17, 16?
16, yeah.
When I was like, I think 16 is when we started to get, like basically what I'm saying is like when I was younger, we had a lot of Canadian hip hop was like on TV and stuff. So like for me, when I was like 11, 12 years old, like Maestro video would play beside whatever, like Gangstar video beside, and it was just like all kind of like what we had, Dream Warriors, like, so when I was really young it was like Maestro, Dream Warriors. When I got a bit older there was an era of like Socrates and like Chaclair. When I was like around 16, all those guys were like killing it.
When in your life did you decide that you're gonna take this as a career, and how?
I think it was always like a gradual thing. Like when I was like 16, it was like me and my friends would freestyle and record like just stupidness in the basement. My best friend got turntables and we would like put stuff down on cassette. We would like freestyle at house parties, that sort of thing. And it was really like a fun thing until I got to like university. I was in like maybe second year, and then it became something a little bit more serious, kind of like I can express something maybe serious or profound or something like about me really, like in a song. So at that point it was like, okay, cool, like, I don't know, just kind of went to another level in my mind of like the importance of it to me. And then from there, like it was just step by step. When I was in my third year, I got a chance to record an album. So by the time I was done undergrad, it was like I got the CD, like let me go out and play some shows and see what can happen. And then I got signed a little while after that and made a second one, and then I just made my third. So it was always just like a progression. But it started out really just like, this is fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
This is just fun, and it's still fun. Like I still try and keep it in that mindset of like, yo, I get to do what I did when I was 16 for kicks.
Do you find that Toronto's like hip hop culture influenced you when you started like rapping a bit?
For sure. I think that like in Canada, Toronto is like the hip hop sort of like mecca. If you think of like Maestro and all these guys and where they came from. So yeah, and where I grew up was like 2 hours from Toronto. So, you know, we had probably more of like an East Coast influence, like not just Toronto, but like Toronto was influenced by like New York a lot at that time. So like that was a lot of sort of my influence. So I would say Toronto, but I would say like by extension, like just like East Coast hip hop, a lot of East Coast hip hop when I was growing up. Yeah.
So I heard you play guitar, so I was just interested if you've ever dabbled in any other genres, and what pushed you the most towards the genre of rap?
That's a good question. Yeah, like I started playing guitar because I liked rock music. Like it had nothing to do with hip hop, and I didn't like combine the two until years later. Like I started playing guitar at the end of high school, And I didn't combine the two until like much later when I didn't have beats. And I was like, well, let me see if I can do this, and realized I could do it and rap at the same time, and figured that might be cool to do live. But for me, it comes down to like what I feel like I do best, which is rap. So I love all kinds of music, but you probably won't catch me doing anything but rapping, because that's kind of what I do best.
I'm reminded to see the I in him in my
I got basically a multifaceted question. Do you feel like you constantly progress, or do you struggle with what you want to show the world and what you throw away and what you keep to work on, and kind of just what your writing process is like, and you know, if it's all one day, if you're in your office at night during the day, listen to the beat first.
So just all around writing process kind of question. I write in like both ways. Like sometimes I'll listen to a track and be like, that's dope, I want to work with that track because musically it says something that I want to communicate, and then I work from there. So for example, the latest song that I shot a video for, this song Rose Garden, that started, I heard the beat and I was like, this is dope, like this musical idea has the energy and the kind of vibe I want to communicate, so then I wrote stuff to go with that. Thank you. So yeah, that was a beat my DJ Tilo made. Other times I'll start with like lyrics that I write, because I try to write on a consistent basis, because that's just how you get better at anything, right? It's just by doing it. So and a lot of that material tends to be like more personal, right? Because you're just reflecting on your life and the different influences that you take in, and you're just doing that all the time. So that stuff will tend to be kind of more personal, and then I can match that up with a beat at a later time. If I write something like directly to a track, it's probably more musical, because I'm influenced by the music and less by kind of what's just like happening in my life. So then as far as like picking what to put out and what to like not put out, my biggest question that I put at the forefront of my mind in making those decisions is this something that only I would have done? So I think before even thinking about is this the best stuff I've done, I think about like, is this like uniquely me? Because if it's not uniquely me, then maybe it's not worthwhile for other people to hear. But if it's like uniquely me, then I feel like, hey, that's my contribution, I can put that out.
We are how we treat our sick folks and widows.
So you have an undergrad in business and you're doing your master's degree in liberal arts.
Yeah.
And so I'm just curious about why you've chosen to commit to your education even though your music career is taking off. Do you just love education, or do you have long-term goals that involve your education?
For me, it's just as simple as like, I like learning and I can do it now. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm not on tour, or if I'm not recording, I can like take classes. And I'm not gonna be able to do that for my whole life, so why not do it now? Mm-hmm. And yeah, like professionally, I don't know what I want to do later, but it never hurts to learn. So it's really as simple as that for me. It's something I enjoy, and I take it step by step and year by year and term by term. Mm-hmm. See if I can do a term, and if I can, I can. If I can, I can't. But that's all it is. Yeah.
Do you have any advice for young people who are creative and they want to get an education, and like any advice for how to navigate through academia?
I would say it's the same thing. Like if there's other things that interest you at all, like do it. Like when I was in like third or fourth year, like I was playing with a group. I was like writing some solo stuff. Mm-hmm. I was taking classes. Like if you can do it, if you have the time to do it, then I say do it.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us.
No problem.
I know all these guys really appreciate it, and it was really interesting to learn more about what you do.
Cool.
Thank you.